Elizabeth I. Greetings, everyone. I am Queen Elizabeth I, and today I will tell you the story of my life, from a young princess with uncertain prospects to the mighty ruler of England, known as the Virgin Queen. Let me take you back to the time when I was born and share the incredible journey that made me one of the most famous queens in history. I was born on September 7, 1533, in Greenwich, England. My father was King Henry VIII, a powerful king who had 6 wives. My mother, Anne Boleyn, was his second wife. My father had broken away from the Roman Catholic Church because he wanted to end his marriage with his first wife, Catherine of Aragon, who had a daughter named Mary. My father really wanted a son to be his heir, so when I was born, a second daughter, it was a big disappointment for him. This made things very difficult for my mother, the Queen. My early life was not easy. When I was just 2 years old, my mother was executed, and my father declared me illegitimate, which meant I was no longer considered a princess. I lost my royal title and status. As a young girl, I was raised away from the main court at a place called Hatfield. People didn't really know or record how these events affected me, but they did notice that I was very serious for my age. When I was only 6 years old, people said I acted like someone much older. Despite all these challenges, I didn't let it hold me back. As a young girl, I loved learning. I studied languages, history, and philosophy. I believed that knowledge would be my greatest strength. In 1537, when my father's third wife, Jane Seymour, gave birth to a son named Edward, I became even less important in the eyes of the court. But I wasn't completely forgotten. Although my father could be very cruel, he cared for all his children. I was included in special events and was placed third in line to the throne. I spent much time with my half-brother Edward and received love and guidance from my stepmother, Catherine Parr, my father's last wife. I was lucky to have excellent teachers, including Roger Ascham, a famous scholar from Cambridge. I received a strong education similar to that of boys, studying languages, history, public speaking, and moral philosophy. This learning shaped who I would become as a future queen. The road to becoming queen was not smooth. After my father's death, my half-brother Edward became king, but he died young. Then my half-sister Mary took the throne. Queen Mary was a strict Catholic and saw me, a Protestant, as a threat to her rule. She imprisoned me in the Tower of London for 2 months, suspecting that I was plotting against her. I survived those dark days with patience and prayer, and eventually, in 1558, when Mary passed away, I finally became queen at the age of 25. My reign became known as the Golden Age of England. I inherited a kingdom torn apart by religious conflict, but I found a middle ground that brought peace. I declared that England would be a Protestant country, but I allowed Catholics to practice their faith quietly. This compromise helped unite my people. Exploration and adventure flourished under my reign. Brave men like Sir Francis Drake and Sir Walter Raleigh sailed to new lands, bringing back riches and expanding England's influence. The Spanish king sent a huge fleet of ships to attack England in 1588, led by King Philip II. It was called the Spanish Armada. During that time, I gave a famous speech to inspire my army. With my forces, courage and the grace of God sent them back defeated. Spain lost the battle. My navy became the pride of England, especially after defeating the mighty Spanish Armada. It was one of my proudest moments as Queen. I am often called the Virgin Queen because I never married. Many kings and princes sought my hand in marriage, but I chose to remain single. My people were my children, and I was married to England. By staying single, I kept full control of my kingdom and ruled without interference. I had a deep love for the arts, and during my reign, England's culture blossomed. This was the age of William Shakespeare, and I supported the theatre and the work of great writers and poets. The plays and literature that emerged during my time are still loved and celebrated today. I was delighted to see England's spirit shine through music, poetry, and drama. I ruled for 45 glorious years, from 1558 to 1603. I faced many challenges, but I always put my people and my kingdom first. By the end of my life, I was beloved by many. On March 24, 1603, at the age of 69, I took my final breath. With no children of my own, I left the throne to my cousin, James VI of Scotland, who became King James I of England. I may be gone, but my legacy lives on. I showed that a woman could rule with strength, wisdom, and compassion. Under my reign, England grew in power, culture, and unity. I am remembered as one of the greatest monarchs in history, and my story continues to inspire people around the world. For you listening to my story, I hope you now understand a little more about who I was and what I stood for. England was my heart and soul, and I ruled with love, grace, and determination to see my country flourish. I hope you enjoyed the story of my life as Queen Elizabeth I. Let us not forget the lesson we learned through the story. My journey teaches us that, no matter the challenges we face, with determination, wisdom, and courage, we can rise above them and leave a lasting legacy. Remember, it's not where you start, but how you choose to lead your life that matters most. Test your understanding. Answer true or false for these sentences, and let me know your answers in the comments. A. Elizabeth's father, King Henry VIII, had 6 wives. True or false? B. Elizabeth was very clever. C. Elizabeth became queen after her brother died. D. Elizabeth sent explorers sailing around the world. E. The Spanish Armada won the battle against England. Write your answers in the comments. If you found this story inspiring, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more incredible stories that not only help you learn English, but also share valuable life lessons. Don't forget to share this video with friends who enjoy learning through stories. Keep growing, keep learning, and let history inspire your future. Thank you, and see you in our next video.